All right, y'all. Welcome back. Another week of Everything's Everything. I'm your host, Stephon,
It's your boy Jiggy.
and we're here to bring you another really eventful week. A lot of headlines. Even today, news broke. Um, y'all, please like, comment, subscribe. It means a lot. The engagement means a lot. We want to hear back from you guys and hear your opinions and stuff like that. So, we pride ourselves on being a podcast that's diverse, that talks about a lot of different topics and brings a lot of thought into the universe, right? So thank you guys again for you guys tuning in again, for you guys liking the video, sharing the video, and I want to give a special shout out once again to my good friend Debbie, who reached out to me to help put together a drive to bring in supplies, food, and the like, batteries, hand sanitizers, baby formula, all the essential things you need to
Amazing.
the people of Jamaica. Jamaica's very close to my heart. I'm of Jamaican descent, and praying for all those involved, all those who are in the western part of the island, from Montego Bay to Westmoreland to Trelawney to St. Anne's to Black River and all the like. We love honor. We thank you guys for, keeping everybody in their prayers for the island of Jamaica. So I just want to say the outpouring of love and support for Jamaican people has been overwhelming. It's heartwarming, it's motivating, and it's even just inspired me to just keep trying to put positive things into the world, and to see how people come together in times of need is always just a situation. It kind of leaves you speechless, One small point I just want to bring up, because with all things aren't perfect, right? And there's been some things, and this is like a one-off incident in my mind, but I've seen this thing kind of getting legs a little bit, because I've seen some people in my real life bring it up, and kind of turning an incident where, naturally there's tourists on the island who were stuck there during the storm, and there was one tourist, it seems to be an African-American lady, who was maybe not the most polite, and maybe didn't read the room the best.
Yeah.
And I just want to say, let's not make this a diaspora war. I don't want to see, Jamaican people saying, "Oh, I see that's when I'm come back here and I see people when them come on the internet and say, oh, I have to do this and I have to do this and I want to take this and take." We don't need to be going back and forth. And likewise on the other side, it's like we are so much more alike than we are different. And let's just treat that as a one-off. Let's just treat that as one disgruntled person and not a representation for an entire group of people, right? Because I can tell you the amount of love from all over African Americans, Haitians, Africans this has been overwhelming. So many people have even reached out to me and tried to figure out how they could donate, where their money can best be put to use to help people in need. So I just want to, remind people, let's not make one bad incident like the example. You know what I'm saying, bro? Mm-hmm. And with that being said, we're going to go into an actual bad example that we got to really address, right?
Yeah.
Some of y'all might have heard the name Paul Pierce. And Paul Pierce is an NBA champion, right?
Well.
A Hall of Famer or future. He hasn't been inducted to the Hall of Fame yet, right?
Should be, if not.
Yeah, but coming up. Phenomenal basketball player, a Kansas State legend, and a media personality now that he's retired from the game of basketball, right? I'm not really a big Paul Pierce media personality fan, bro. Are you?
Right. He's a personality that's real, right? So you're gonna get some real stuff, rather if you like it or not. And in a world filled with media, driving certain perspectives, I do value his honest opinion. Okay. Not everything that he says, but I do value his honest opinion.
Listen, I'm all for honesty, right?
Right.
But I think if we're being honest, there's some opinions that don't need to be said out loud. right? I think that's kind of like the gift and the curse in the time we live in,
Right.
is that we have so much access to what everybody thinks. And hey, we're a part of that. Like,
Right.
we come in here every week and we tell y'all what we think, right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, who are we to say who and who cannot say something, right? But
Yeah.
I feel like everybody should have a responsibility to really think about what they say, how they say it, and does this need to be said, right?
Right.
We've come on this podcast before and I've talked about a little bit of relationship advice, I'll call it.
Yeah.
A little bit of positivity in the on the internet. So it's not just always this constant gender wars and back and forth, especially as it pertains to Black men and women, which sometimes is what I see, because what I'm around the most. Like, you see a lot of that. Like, even on Facebook, bro, I don't like that Facebook. Their algorithms only work when you're finding something that's divisive, so that people can argue in comments and just do things for rage bait and engagement, right?
Right.
So Paul Pierce had this to say about dating.
Well, you
This is-
really want to know if a girl love you, you need to go out and cheat on her. Let's see. If you really want to know if a girl love you for real, go cheat on her and see how she react. Now we gonna see what's real. I'm just saying, like, I don't know. Tell me.
Jiggy, why don't you go first on this one? What do you think about it? If you really love your girl, if you really want to see if your girl love you, you should cheat on her.
You know, hearing those words, right? Hearing that, right? It's a very, 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 very. It sounds crazy, right? And I think that for anybody to test anybody's love and to say, hey, listen, I'm gonna cheat on you to see if you love me, I think it's just crazy. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, people go through different things, but cheating on somebody is crazy. Now,
That's insane.
you know, that's one perspective. One perspective I do want people to, you know, challenge and look at is how do you find out who loves you when you have a whole bunch of money, you have a certain status in your career. You know, do you think it becomes a little bit harder to distinguish who loves you or not? And some of your rationales on who loves you or not, or who's loyal, may be a little bit more crazier than people who are probably not at that size or who have as much money. So, for instance, hearing this as like a general topic, you know, coming from everybody's different, you know, everybody listening from, you know, with their own situations, you may look at it and be like, yo, that's overall, it's just crazy.
Right.
But I wish he would have, because I think it's overall crazy. But I wish he would have, because I don't know, at the end of that little segment, he says, because he saves himself a little bit, he goes, you know, and it's the opposite too. You know, if a girl cheat on you, she can test you that way too.
Right.
If you think both ways, you just think it's overall just crazy.
Yeah. No, it is. Oftentimes, you know, men can dish it, can't take it. But,
yeah,
you know,
and they dish it, they can't take it. So, you know, I would just challenge to not look at it from the general perspective, because it's crazy from the general perspective, but think about the rationale somebody that at a certain status or have a certain amount of money has to go through in order to find out if somebody's really loves them or is really loyal.
Right. All right. I want to address the because you brought up a good point about him being in a certain financial bracket, right?
Right.
I'm gonna address the idea of testing your partner by cheating. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're a little bit biblical, there's a little story in the Bible where Jesus goes into the wilderness and Satan tries to tempt him a few times. One of those temptations being that he pretty much goes to like one of the highest peaks in the wilderness, and he tells him, like, you know, if God loves you, jump off and he'll save you. And, you know, Jesus says, you know, get away from me, Satan, thou shalt tempt God, right? How that works and how that's going to translate into a relationship talk is you should not be tempting the people you love, right? Love shouldn't have to be tempted. Love should come with faith. It should come with trust. And it should come with protection, right? So cheating on somebody, why should this woman or man bear a trauma to prove to you that they love them? Why would you want to inflict pain upon them so that they can in turn show you they love them, right? What that sounds like to me is a child. Children often push the boundaries and see what they can get away with their parents, right? How far can I push mom or dad? What can and cannot do? Unfortunately, sometimes there's a lot of grown children walking around, right? There's a lot of us with some type of like arrested development where we maybe didn't grow in certain areas of our life despite even reaching a shit ton of money, frankly. You know what I'm saying? Paul Pierce has made a ton of money throughout his career. And he's making a ton of money in media, but you're still seeing these very childlike thoughts when it comes to how to deal with women. And that's something that I was talking about in quite a few episodes ago. This is episode 11, man.
Yeah.
This is episode 11, where it's like you got to address those insecurities in that inner child. That's important. Don't test someone's love. Learn to love with trust. Learn to love with affection. Learn to love with patience and care. Like, those are the things that are going to show you when your partner's there for you. Because if you really want to know, like, life is going to give you its own challenges. Life is going to throw a curveball. It's going to hit you, and then you'll see how your partner reacts when life gives you a test. You don't need to go out and create it for yourself. I promise you.
Yeah.
Right? To your next point, bro, I think it's very interesting. You know, you're right. Especially in today's very fickle, surface layered society, how do you know who loves you for you versus what you have, right? That's a challenge. It's one that I can't speak to on a level of Paul Pierce where, like, I know what it's like to be a millionaire by the time I'm 22 and you're in the limelight. You know, you have the world in the palm of your hand, and I'm sure there's all types of women chasing you and wanting you, and you know, maybe even from a personal level, maybe you didn't grow up seeing what a functioning relationship looks like. You know, maybe you've seen too many arguments in your own house. Or some people might have seen domestic abuse in their house, right? So what he's speaking to isn't about the love. It's about, like, how much would someone tolerate you, not love you, but tolerate you, which is a huge difference. There's a lot of things that people tolerate, but they don't necessarily love, right? That's trial and error, man. Sometimes that might even come with you having to probably step outside your zone. We always, you know, we're regular everyday people. We constantly see celebrities seemingly dating the same 5 people.
Yeah, that's true, bro. But I truly think that, you know, it sounds crazy, but I think coming from Paul Pierce, just looking at it from Paul Pierce's perspective, it just looks like for him personally that his experience dealing with a lot of females, right? And it's hard for him to distinguish certain things. Like I said before, the rationale that he comes up with to distinguish who loves him or not, or who should be him around or not, is much crazier than what we can think of, right?
Right.
Now, like to go to what you were saying, like as far as being childlike, I would kind of disagree on it as far as it being childlike, just for the simple fact that I don't know why he came up to that thought process, right? Now, if he's saying that to be like, you know, back and forth with a woman, he think, hey, if a woman does this, I'm gonna do this. Yeah, that's childlike. Yeah. If he's saying that because of he's hurt, you get what I'm saying? Right. That's more of a thought process coming from trauma, and I feel like he needs to work on that. Right. If that's the case, you get what I'm saying? But you know, I would try to, me personally, I would string away from it because I just think that he's dealt with a lot of women, and I feel like, how can I say this? Let's just put it on the other foot, right? For a woman, have you ever heard of Griselda?
Yeah, of course.
Right. She was somebody, you know, she had a lot of money, right? She had a lot of people around her, right?
Griselda Blanco, right?
Yes, okay. Yes. Okay. And it made it hard for, you know, her to distinguish who was really around her. She had the most irrational means to figure out who is loyal or not, right? So I'm just talking about it from a woman. I'm talking about a woman. I'm not just talking about a man, right? Okay. And I just think in a general perspective, when people are at a higher standard, just to give that example, they may create these irrational, you know, processes for them to figure out who should be around them or not. And you know what? I'll just leave it at that. Do I agree? Hell no. But do I realize there's a pattern?
Right.
Yes.
Right.
You know what I mean?
No, it definitely is a pattern. And bro, and I think it's, you know, yin and yang. You know, there's for every good, there's going to be some bad. For every bad, there's going to be some good, right? So like you might be looking at finances as, man, you don't got a care in the world. You have everything you want. You're not worried about rent. You're not worried about a mortgage. You're not worried about your car note. You got it covered. Your life got to be on easy street. Like, that is one way to look at it. On the other side of that as well, though, is what comes with it. Everybody having their hand out. Everybody wanting a piece. Everybody feeling entitled. Every woman throwing themselves at you where you probably don't even know, like, what's the natural attraction versus what's just, you know, a potential fling. Is this a money grab? You know, there's a level of paranoia that comes with it, right? So I understand that as well. But at the same time, I do feel like at some point, bro, you know, personal responsibility is big on me, right? Personal responsibility, this is a grown man. Paul Pierce is got to be like 48.
Yeah. Around that age.
About 48. I would say anywhere between 46 to about 48, touching 50.
Yeah.
For some of these ideals to still be persisting, and for him to have such a big platform, for it to reach us, like, it's not like you're in his kitchen and he just, you know, talking. It's not like, you know, you're at a barbershop. Like, you're on the internet saying this and it's reaching a lot of people. It's become a talking point. What I don't like about it, as well, once again, like if I'm even referring back to the incident where, you know, you had one disgruntled person in Jamaica acting entitled. Far too many times as black men, we get stereotyped into these. They're not loving. Niggas ain't shit. You gotta cheat. It's a headache. It's a bunch of blah 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 blah. You know, I mean, Paul Pierce is from LA. We seen Baby Boy. Like, it's time for him to grow up too. You know what I'm saying? So and not lean into these negative thought processes that, like you said, that might really could come from some trauma, or might really could come from a lack of positive interaction with women that don't involve money. You know what I mean? Like, mind you, this is the same nigga that got fired from ESPN because he had strippers in the background saying, "Hey, what was the girl's name? Like, Bernice, hey, Bernice, come make you some money." You know what I'm saying? Like, look at where the thinking has got you, bro. Like, you not even on TV no more. Now you're on podcasts talking about go cheat on your girl. That's horrible advice. It's a horrible representation. And so many.
I agree.
Yeah. I feel like, bro, for the last like 2 weeks, I just been watching, like, not watching, but listening to like full Malcolm X speeches. And when you hear how Malcolm X talks about wanting to die for our women, wanting to protect our women, like, it's with so much fervor. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I feel like we've lost a lot of that leadership throughout the decades. If we go from 60s to 70s to the 80s, and you talk about what Reaganomics did and what the crack era did, and how, you know, the mass incarceration, like, you know, like a gram of coke will get you more time than like a gram of cocaine will get you more time than like a brick of coke, whatever the case may be. And how that put generations of fathers behind jails, and, you know, a lot of these young minds is turning to the streets for their leadership and what their ideals as a man might be, and you're training to think like, oh, you know, your manhood's gonna be based on how much women you sleep with, versus what Malcolm X was saying is your manhood's gonna be based on how you protect your woman. You know what I mean? It's such a stark contrast, and I just think that it's time for us to start changing the loud voice. The loud voice can't be the loud voice that says we're gonna go cheat on our women. You know what I mean? The loud voice has to be the Malcolm X's, where it's saying we're going to protect our women and take care of our women and be willing to die for our women. It's one of my favorite Tupac lines. It's time for us to heal our women, be real to our women, because if we don't, we'll have a race of babies that'll make babies and hate the ladies. Pop. My nigga, you from LA, bro. I know you heard this. I'm sure you don't need me to tell you about Pac. Go listen to some Pac again. Next time you think you should go cheat on your girl, to see how much she loves you, go play some Tupac. All right? Just go play some Tupac. I mean, with that being said, man, I think I'm serious, bro. Put on some pop, bro. Heal, man. Go put on something that's gonna get your mind right.
To be like, that's why I don't got no woman.
It may be, maybe. Hey, somebody.
Don't he seem like the OG that just living his life happy? He don't got two kids in the world.
Yeah,
just like, listen, bro, I'm not in the NBA no more. This is not advice to the people. This is just my life.
He just out there just spewing free thought.
Yes, just free thought.
This is free thought. Whatever comes to my mind. I saw, foot up on the knee. Let me tell y'all youngins, like, and you just looking at him like, yo, you done had one too many shots. Yeah, I had one too many beers, one too many everything, man. Like go ahead, like just do your thing, but don't take none of that to heart. You know what I mean? Like you gotta vet a lot of information. Oh, man. But moving on from poverty, last week, we came here talking about how lawyers is getting paid, bro. You was out of town, but we spoke about how lawyers is in, like, I don't know what season. This has got to be like what? This, like, whatever season the lawyers are in right now, this is how makeup artists feel during graduation, right? This got to feel like how like the hairdressers feel during summertime when girls are getting their hair done to go out of town, right?
Mm-hmm.
Lawyers are hitting the lid because yet again we're having another lawsuit happen against Spotify, and I believe the artist that pushed it is RBX. All right, let me just double check my sources. Spotify. Yes, sir. It is RBX, a very seasoned artist in hip hop. If you don't know, go do your Googles. From the West Coast. This lawsuit was about Spotify and their botting, or lack of protection from botting, I should say. Are you real quick? Are you familiar at all with how Spotify's payout works as it pertains to the pool of music that's on there?
Explain it.
Okay, so. To make a long story short, it's a collective, and they take from a pool and they divvy out the streaming revenue based on like who got the most streams. So let's say, for example, this is why Drake was kind of explicitly named in this lawsuit, was because they found, allegedly, they're still having to prove, they reading the actual documents, it was so detailed.
Yeah.
It was to a point where it was like a small town somewhere in Europe, and their bot's VPN address was like in London to make it look like Drake's streams were like up 15% or 30%, whatever the case may be in London. You get what I'm saying? Irregular listening practices, like 23 hours straight of listening to Drake. I can't listen to 23 hours straight of nothing. If there ain't some silence within my 24 hours, I would probably lose my mind, right?
Right.
But what hurts is, and this dates back to maybe almost 2018, because there was a similar situation with Spotify where people were complaining about Drake getting credited for playlists that he's literally not on, but like Spotify is using like his name as like the playlist cover. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or it's like a Drake type vibe for whatever the case may be. But he's going to get the lion's share of that pool of money, and like the smaller artists are going to get a less share. But what they're always been arguing is that the share isn't shared up fairly, and as an artist, you will never really know your true value because you don't know what your numbers are generating directly. Like most of these artists only really know what a stream is, right? Music minds for the last maybe 10 years have been talking about this problem. I don't know how many artists are listening, because I think for a lot of these new age artists, it's like, I'd rather get lit. I don't care about the business end of it. But that's what's brought this this lawsuit to the forefront. And I'll just say it's very interesting, because I'm gonna let you go and give your take on this, because I got a lot to say about this. Not so much just about the lawsuit, because I want to let that kind of play out and we get more information, see what's what. But boy, when you talk about propaganda and who didn't want to let this information come out.
Well, listen, bro, listen. I mean, the intricacies of this whole situation with the lawyers and them finding out that he's, you know, his team, you know, because not necessarily him, maybe his team,
Right, exactly.
is has created a way to push his music in a certain way, and now we're finding out, and we're like, oh, this is kind of like cheating. I don't really think it's anything different than certain politicians, certain people trying to do certain things, and it's like, at the end of the day, bro, you can't tell me what company doesn't find a way to change a system, because it's not cheating at first, it's changing the system to get ahead of the game. You get what I'm saying? And he's been caught. You get what I'm saying? I think there's this thing where K-Dot already knew that he was doing it, but he didn't really say nothing. He was just throwing subliminals out there, you know, about the fact that, you know, he was going ahead and doing that. So it's like, yeah, that he had a little fix. You get what I'm saying? And then it got caught. And then it got caught, and then nobody can do that no more. So yeah, nobody's gonna see a generational run like that probably in a long time, because he created a fix. I promise you this, bro. It's gonna be somebody else that's gonna find a different way to spin it.
Right.
And then we're gonna have to correct that.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? But you know, that it seems like we're living in a generation where it's less about the talent and it's more about being more strategic on getting whatever numbers for business wise. You know what I'm saying? Because people are not numbers. Yeah, because you see with a lot of people now, it's like, why would I be so talented when I can just finesse the system? You get what I'm saying? And true. I'm not saying that particularly about Drake. I'm saying that particularly about how business is running. You get what I'm saying? That's probably how you feel, but I don't necessarily feel about it. You know what I mean? Because I feel like if me and you have a team right now, and we have a team generating everything for this getting things done for this podcast, and they're doing things, and we may not. I'm not saying he don't know,
right?
But they're doing things. We're like, yeah, we seen these numbers. They're like, yo, you can't do that.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
We gonna definitely sit here and be looking like, you know, Krabby Patties. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I just think like, yo, bro, got caught. You got caught slipping. You get what I'm saying? You got caught slipping. You get what I'm saying? And it's what it is.
Yeah, nah, you know, you're right, bro. Because mind you, a lot of these practices have been in the music industry for a long time. Like, it's not uncommon. Like, if you're looking prior to streaming, when record labels used to buy a certain amount of labels so that you hit a certain number, you know, especially like when 50 made it hot, when people were talking about sound scan numbers and your first week numbers, and suddenly everyone's hyperpage. It's like, oh my God, such and such only sold 100,000 first week, 50 sold 800,000 first week, you know, like that type of jargon. I mean, there's that timeless video of even J. Cole. Mind you, this is more like on a personal level, like J. Cole and Drake going out to go buy J. Cole's CD and stuff like that. So like, we've always seen people kind of like protect their numbers to a degree. I think where it gets a little bit tricky is like the involvement of other artists and how it slights other artists, right? That's completely different, because the record label going out and buying, you know, an extra 50,000 of their premier acts CDs doesn't necessarily go into the I mean, it kind of does slight other artists as well, especially if they're not doing it that way, because, you know, you're not a priority at a label, but it's not as direct. You know what I'm saying? It's more of an indirect problem. What I will say, though, is just so funny, man. Like, if you just pay attention to, like, the internet, some of the talking points, a lot of the Drake stans, they call them stans.
So you think he is the one pushing these, like, he's the one who's doing it? So you think it's particularly just Drake?
No, it's not just Drake, but I've long said that I think the music business is a business, right? Part of being a successful business is lowering costs, right? I think when they got rid of CDs, that was a big relief.
Right.
You don't got to store CDs, no warehouses. You don't got to pay to put them in Walmart and Targets and FYE. All these, wherever you used to buy music and see physicals, you don't have to do that anymore. So you're saving a ton of money making music digital, right?
Yeah.
Okay, now, what if we, you know, I think that's where the mentality of Drake fans, I'm going to say stans. I don't want to insult all Drake fans. The stans that go, oh my God, hip-hop's not the right thing without Drake. Hip-hop's not this without Drake. Drake. Trying to monopolize music, make it focus on one person, and just make it easy to pump out. We don't have to sell hip-hop or this artist. We just attach Drake to everything. We just sell it through Drake. Now you look at AI and how some people are trying to take AI and just push that. So let's get rid of the humans altogether and just push AI. We don't even need the humans, right? The problem is you do need the humans. AI cannot create what we don't put into it, right? I think it's a culture thing versus the machine thing, right? Not to say like when I talk about Drake, it's not even like on a personal level, like him as a person. It's like the entity, the brand. You know what I'm saying?
So OVO.
OVO to the degree, but I can't even say OVO because who else on OVO besides Drake and Party?
But then, I mean, then if we keep saying Drake, then it's like we're throwing all accountability on Drake for a situation that involves a team.
Because it's not even really OVO. It's like Universal Music, and you've seen these practices through
Okay, so Universal Music.
Interscope,
Okay.
through, you know what I'm saying? All those things, but like, he's the poster boy for them. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, Kendrick Lamar's a complete antithesis of it. You know what I mean? If you're just having a duality conversation, right? There's been talk about, oh my God, I mean, literally for 1 week, there was no hip hop songs on the Billboard Hot 100. It's because they changed the rules on like how long a song could be on the charts or whatever. Luther was killing it for a long time. That song's been out for damn near a year. You know what I mean? It's had an amazing run. Okay, they're switching things up. Maybe, you know, I haven't read all the rule changes. I read and seen some of the few key ones to say, okay, so that's why this isn't here, whatever. I think Meg Thee Stallion has an entry in there with the My Man record, which is, I mean, yo, Klay Thompson, help your girl out, bro. Make some threes so that Meg can go, you know, really get her numbers up, dog. She can't be out here singing my man, and you just brick. Come on, bro. The Mavs are 2-6, dog. Kyrie's coming back.
Wait,
Don't you worry.
Who's the Tristan Thompson with?
Wait, Klay Thompson.
Oh, Klay Thompson.
I'm sorry.
Thompson.
Did I say Tristan Thompson?
Yeah.
Hey, my apologies. We don't got editing just yet. I meant Klay Thompson. Klay Thompson, help Meg out. No, Tristan.
I ain't gonna lie. At first, I really thought it was Tristan.
No, if I said Tristan, my bad. I really meant Klay. Klay, make some threes, bro. Help your girl out. This, you know, if Klay has another 60 ball, that record going number one.
You know what Clay's, you know his response would be to us? He'll go like this.
Oh my God! Oh, don't do that! Don't do that! Klay. Just don't, anything that just make your threes.
4 rings.
Help them 4 rings was Golden State. Help your girl. Your girl's a Texas native. You in Dallas. Help your girl go to number one and silence some of the doubt, right? Again, back to the main point. Hip hop is in such a great space, bro. The amount of great music we've gotten this year, I hate. Like, you did a great job, and I feel like on the last time you're here, because I know last week you were out of town, but like even you were bringing up Dave East's project, and I'm like, dang, I wish we stood a little bit longer on that and highlighted that, because, you know, when you hear artists work and put out quality, you know, I want to make sure we highlight those things properly, that we get the proper flowers, that we delved into it. I didn't get a chance to listen to it just yet, but I have heard great things about the project. But just even sometimes I think back to the pause, I'm like, dang, you know, I wish I'd asked more questions about the project to really bring out more conversation around it, because I'm very big on not just what we talk about, but how we talk about things. You get what I'm saying, bro? Like, how can I expect anybody to care about the things that we talk about if we don't sound like we care about the things we talk about?
Yo, bro, it's so interesting, especially looking at different topics, right? So, for instance, you know, what our public may not understand is the difference in how we look at things, right? Mm-hmm. So, for instance, like, me and Steph may listen to the same song, right?
Right.
And how Steph analyzes it is totally different. So, for instance, I may be like, you know, I might have no social media. I might have nothing. I might be like, oh, I stumbled across this, right? And I'll listen to it, right? Steph has more of an analytical mindset when it comes to music, right? Where he looks at it as like, okay, is this person really doing this musically wise, like to actually sell it? Is he doing it more, putting art into it? And he looks at it from that standpoint, or whatever the case is. I look at it from the standpoint of more like, hey, listen, if this fell upon me, then this must be good.
Right.
If I'm listening to it, that's how, you know what I mean?
Right.
And
if you found your way to it.
And I love the different perspectives on it, because at that point, if I hear your perspective and I'm like, oh yeah, you listen to it, and thinking about my perspective, I'm like, yeah, this person overall really got a great project. You get what I'm saying? Because there's not a lot of things, you get what I'm saying, that actually, like, for instance, like if you listen to Dave East, I said before, he had a if you listen to some of the songs, it had like a little Dipset vibe in it. You get what I'm saying? It had a little Jay-Z vibe in it. You get what I'm saying? So it had some of the old school New York, but then he brought his flavor into it. So it was beautiful, beautiful art piece. So shout out to Dave East, man.
Shout out to Dave East, man. We're gonna keep it on music. But to wrap up the last topic, I just think it's important that we just keep an eye on this. And all you Drake stans on Twitter, Facebook, even the podcast talking about K-Bot, talking about not like us is not this and it's not being streamed. Hey, let me tell you something, bro. A lady came into my restaurant, right, with a not like us T-shirt on with Pan-African colors. I said, bro, that's on one. Matt Donnie, God forgive me if I'm mispronouncing his name, y'all don't kill me out there. But he just won the city the election for the mayor of New York, and he playing Not Like Us. That song instantaneously became like the victory song. Like it's no longer we are the champions. It's they not like us. They not like us. Anytime someone wins, they playing that song. It's the official victory lap song. Like. It is what it is, right? So I didn't really think that record needed to be bodied like that. But you mentioned Jay-Z, bro, and we brought up Jay-Z last time. We had a why do people hate Jay-Z conversation. You wanted to flip that into a who could beat Jay-Z in a versus conversation.
Not my flip. I know it's a common topic right now on the internet. Just definitely with Jay-Z, making a statement out there, saying that he don't think nobody alive can stand on that stage with him, right? So, who do I think can go up there and actually, compete with Jay-Z? Nobody. You get what I'm saying? And this is from my perspective, right? Because I look at it two ways, right? If you say Kanye, right? If you say Kanye, right? I don't want to hear you. To be 100% honest with you, Kanye has some great art. He has some great art pieces. You get what I'm saying? But if you're listening to Kanye now, good luck.
Good luck to you. Good luck.
So let's not.
If you're listening to anything Kanye after 2014, good luck to you.
So don't put Kanye. Kanye's out of the picture. Then who we going with? Tupac, Biggie. They only had certain pieces that didn't make it, and they're not here, right? Because alive. Then who else we gonna go to? Who else we gonna go to, Steph?
All right.
Tell you. So I could just hear. I know you're gonna say your point, but I want to hear who's these people? Who do you think?
Bro. I mean, you know me. If y'all don't know, I've on record my top 5 is Pac, Jay, Kendrick, Wayne, and Nas.
So Wayne
now, he could go up against Jay-Z, though. I think he'll win.
Okay, so there's no point. Nas
is the only one I think has a shot.
That's interesting.
Nas is the only one I think.
That's interesting.
Shout out to Wayno because
that's interesting.
He said this, and I agreed, and I was thinking about it. But Nas is literally like the only one
that is
I can see going 20 songs from verses. And and this is what I mean. Like we have to start changing like who we speak and how we speak about things. For some of y'all who are hip hop casuals, these versus battles aren't for y'all. Like people have tried to turn verses into like the who got the biggest record, how many songs were played in the club, like, and it's not that. And a great example of that, some of the best verses, and I think probably the best verses was Lox versus Dipset. These dudes got on there and did mixtape freestyles on a verses. They did feature verses.
But the shit that was popping though.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it wasn't like some trash, but you know what I'm saying? When Jadakiss is up there, like the mic drop moment where it's to this day people still reuse that clip of like, you can catch me. I ain't living in Atlanta. I ain't in Miami. I ain't in Connecticut. I'm outside. I got 100 guns, 100 clips. It's like, bro, like that. Bro, you can't tell me like, it's gonna be hard to get like NY State of Mind out of there. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be hard, like when you have a Michael Jackson sample, for Nas off Illmatic. I'm sorry, I'm having a brain fart with me. Not The World Is Yours. It is. Man, this happened to me a lot last pod. Now it's happening again, bro. Sorry, it's a little bit late at night. It ain't hard to tell. Duh.
Yeah.
But that whole album, I mean, Illmatic is arguably one of the 5 best hip hop albums ever made, right? And you're talking about, you know, Whose World Is This? Life's a Bitch, New York State of Mind, It Ain't Hard to Tell. The list goes on and on.
2 hours?
One Love.
2 hours. Nas 2 hours.
Nas versus Jay. Like, I would love, that would be like, I think that would be what Dipset and the Lox were in Madison Square Garden times 10. It would have to be in New York.
It would be the best. I would say I would pay to watch that. Number 1. Number 2,
Same.
bro. So I'm gonna be honest with you, right? Because you know Nas and Jay-Z, you know, both my favorite, you know, 2 of my favorite artists, right?
Right.
I like them for 2 different things. Pause. You know what I'm saying? Nas is because of his art, right?
Right.
It's because of, you know, where he comes from, and also because of, you know, his thought process. If you listen to his music, he can really, you know, educate you. But then you got Jay-Z, somebody, if you listen to his music, he can educate you business-wise.
Right.
Right? So you got 2 different people attacking, you know, this ecosystem the same.
Right.
I mean, 2 different ways, but you get a result, the same result. If you put them on stage, right, the only reason why I would think, and you know, like, it could go either way, I would think Jay-Z is going to win is because, let's say they formatted out, let's say Jay-Z formatted out the whole, like, he's like, you know what, I'm going to break this down. So anytime he plays a record, I'm going to play something, I'm going to play 2 songs to it, or I'm going to do a category that he can't even get into. And I feel like Jay-Z can do, that's what Jay-Z would do. You get what I'm saying?
What category do you feel like Jay-Z can get into that Nas couldn't?
So let's just put this. So Jay-Z right now can just have a whole album speaking about him and his black woman, right?
Right.
And he can speak about it on a higher level where him and his black woman are on the same level, and they're still doing it to a certain degree where Nas can't go into. And now, if we're talking about demographics and we're on stage, and
Nas, do you remember what it was like dating Khalees? You see how Khalees was looking?
Anyway, we talked about black women earlier, right?
Yeah.
Right. We talked about that. We talked about we hold them on a high regard, right?
You're right, of course.
Now let's say if we would listen to music, right?
Okay.
And our girls are not gonna listen to the music like, oh damn, Nas has got a crazy song. You know, that demographic right there is only gonna be attacked by Jay-Z.
Okay.
Right? And I'm not saying that the girls are going to be ones at the verses, but I've seen a lot of women at verses. You get what I'm saying?
No, for sure.
There's a lot of songs that favor towards them, right? And there's a lot of things, and there's a lot of loyal people out there that actually are in relationships that he's going to attack a certain demographic. Now, you may say no, but you tell me if he can do that. To attack that, if Jay-Z pulled that out, hey, listen, not saying Beyonce songs. Not saying that, but speaking to that type of situation and pulling out a song that people actually be like, yo, that shit hit. That shit hit. That shit actually makes sense. That's the only part that I think Nas can.
I get it. I think Jay-Z has a lot more female-friendly records. When it's like you know, him and Beyonce naturally have a few songs together from was it Love Got Me Crazy Right Now? Crazy in Love is the name of the song.
Yeah.
They have, you know, the Tupac flip of Me and My Girlfriend. They have,
but not that.
You know, even
like
the Maya record.
444. Just 444 was a demonstration.
I don't like that album.
That's good for you. 444 because he spit a lot of game, right?
He did. No, he did.
It distincts you, right? If you listen to that music, he shows you a certain place that he's in, right? And that place that he's in is like he holds himself to a high regard, his family to a high regard, and that's what he's stepping into light to. So.
But all right, so let me say the reason why I don't like 444 is not because of the content. I actually love the content. I love that Jay-Z was able to evolve, and you know, especially he made that album around his early 40s. I loved hearing a mature Jay-Z, and everything he had to say on that album was facts. I didn't like his delivery, just rapping wise. A lot of times, when I was listening to the album, I felt like Jay-Z was in a rocking chair lecturing. You know what I'm saying? Versus being a passionate MC, really delivering a message. Like bro, one thing I would say that I give Jay-Z over Nas is that Jay-Z has way more flows than Nas does. Jay-Z has like 1,000,001 flows, and I don't know if people give him enough credit for being that diverse to be able to deliver raps that immensely. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Nas has his one classic flow. He don't really stray from it too much. But I would argue that what Jay-Z was on 444, Nas had been like damn near his whole career.
That it's impossible because Jay-Z was talking about shit that both of them haven't even accomplished yet to that point. Talking about art pieces that Jay-Z actually bought in Dumbo, stuff like certain things that Nas can't talk. And then the rockin' shit thought process is, bro, I don't think Jay-Z made his album in order to, make the hip hop fans go, oh my God, he dropped a good. I think he dropped the knowledge to shit on him, everybody. And that's purely what it was.
Maybe, but
you get what I'm saying? It's so offensive. If you listen to the 444, you might be like, where's this? Where's this? He did that already.
Yeah, I guess what like it's just like the concept of like Jay-Z being more conscious, because at that point like we're not this is not the Jay-Z that lost 96 bricks and had to fall black. You know what I'm saying? This is grown, like you said, married, Beyonce, kids at that point. Just like, and I said I appreciate all those things, but I'm just saying like Jay-Z, has a line like is it black girls love you or does Shorty owe you for ice, or is it who is it Hoochie Wally Wally, or is it one mic? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All those like he's telling him like, are you the conscious dude, or are you the hip hop rapper dude, or whatever the case may be. Like he's criticized Nas about that when they were going through their back and forth.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is like I feel like Jay-Z early in his career, like if you're looking at Jay-Z for like I'll call it the quote unquote young Hove years, where it was more like high-level street raps, you know what I'm saying? It was like high-level street smarts, business savvy, but with an edge type raps. And like you said, Jay-Z's such a boss. He's such a, like you even brought up in 444, the paintings and stuff like that. Like he's always just done that throughout his career because he's probably always been that amongst his contemporaries where he's just like ahead of the game. But like Jay-Z wasn't making necessarily like how Nas has One Love, as Nas has One Mic, where Nas is making I Can, the whole album from God's Son, you know what I'm saying? Doing songs with Tupac, like that's my only thing.
You know one thing I want to, so I know this is out of nowhere, but Kodak just dropped his album, right? Called Just Getting Started, right?
Okay.
On one of his songs, I forgot which song it was, he starts talking, right, at the end, right? And he's like, yo, man, like, people don't even want to, go ahead and congratulate or see people do better. They only like seeing people do wrong. He was like, Gucci Man get better, he take care of himself. People don't want to see that. They'd rather see him crash out. He talking about he's saying him getting baby. People don't want to see him get better. They want to see him crash out. He was like, it's crazy. He said he want in the black community, right? And that's he talked about people, the island versus American thing before, even though he's Haitian. And he was just thinking like, how do you want people in this world, right? And I'm going even to Jay-Z, like you'd be like, oh yeah, but Jay-Z, he's not speaking from this perspective or whatever the case is. Why can't we think in the perspective of congratulate or more thank people when they get to that perspective in their life and accept it for that point, accept it instead of being like, this is not MC, this ain't 96 bricks, this ain't cutting the coke. And from back then, it's like, and then Kodak is a young dude, right? And he said something like that. I'm like, you know what, Kodak, you have some stuff you're saying, and I understand you probably go through struggles with certain things with drugs and stuff like that. But the fact that he got that thought process off, it's a way he understands that, everything ain't perfect, you know what I'm saying? But people are trying their best. And then people don't even want to see that. So what the hell you want me to do?
Hey, listen. I want to clarify because you're 100% right. My only thing was just like as far as comparing the music, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I was only comparing the music when we're talking about the verses. Like
I just want to throw that album out there. That's all.
Hey, that's a good plug-in. That's good product placement.
It's a good album.
We need to get some ad money, Kodak. You saw what he just did. Get some ad money. He might have gotten you like 4 streams.
Anytime you
Drake
spoke
might
real
be taking
stuff,
your streams in that Spotify, but he got you them streams.
Anytime you speak real stuff, Kodak, any artist, I definitely would point that particularly out instead of a song.
But I was just talking about the music because I feel like the conscious lane just is more Nas's thing than Ho's. But it'll be a good.
Yeah.
All I'm saying,
Absolutely.
hey,
Absolutely.
hey, listen. All I'm gonna say is, man, Hov, God bless the dead. Be happy Pac ain't here, dog. Cause Pac would have got you smooth up out of here, my boy. I ain't gonna lie to you, Pac. Tupac versus hey, listen, man. Tupac versus Jay, I would be going Pac all day. Not a blowout, but boy, Pac is here.
He said, if Pac is
here, boy. Like Clark said, they fear me in the physical form, boy. Would have been a scary sight. It would have been a scary.
So what are you going off the thought process of what you think or what you know? With Pac versus Jay-Z. I'm not saying that I would think Jay-Z or Pac, because I care less, but I'm saying like this thought process, because it stops at a certain point.
One thing about versus is like the performance aspect got to come into it, bro. And I just remember when Jay-Z was on the Shop and he was talking about how DMX had people crying and praying and all that, and he had to come out and he was like, hi, you know what I'm saying? If you thought that was a problem, go look at Tupac's performance like at the House of Blues, if I'm not mistaken it is. Like, Pac is a much more energetic performer. Pac's music hit people in the soul. You know what I'm saying? Like that was gonna be. I think that's one of the things that's gonna be a problem for Jay. Is that I think Jay's maybe a slightly more talented lyricist. Pac's energy and his charisma is just gonna.
We need to clear this up, bro. I just think that Jay-Z is he is just the master at finessing the rap business game.
That's a fact.
And I want to just leave it at that. Like
that's
with him. You know what I mean?
That's a fact.
So, fans, especially when I talk about Jay-Z, like I look at it from that perspective with him rather than anything else, just because I feel like he's grasped the concept of what they're trying to do. And you know what I mean? So I look at it more like that.
Right.
So when he starts to, I'll be like, okay, you know what I'm saying? You know how other artists, right? You may say this, like, for instance, you said, like, Nas is more the conscience or whatever. I feel like if we were to put Jay-Z in a category, it's just he's great at finessing the rap.
He's a businessman, like you said.
Exactly.
I'm not a businessman.
It's like
I'm
he's
a businessman.
He's like, so tell me this. You don't? I think he's more of I think he thinks more like a businessman than more of a rapper. And I think Nas thinks more. And I think Nas thinks more like a rapper, but he has great business ventures.
That's true,
of course.
He got the casino. And Jay-Z didn't get the casino.
They hated on my boy. Bro. What are y'all gonna try to say? He rap back like, and you know, just to make this clear, like, you know, I think both of them equal. I don't put none of them.
Who got the casino, bro?
Yeah, later. Who got the casino, bro?
Who got the casino, bro? That's all I'm saying.
Bro.
I gotta look at it.
You know who got the casinos?
Listen.
The natives. That's who got the casinos.
Shout out to the natives.
Shout out. You're right, bro. Yo, bro, that's crazy. It was crazy.
But you know what? I gotta go look to see like what, because I've never been in New York. I gotta go.
Never had a chopped cheese?
I'm saying, bro. What they call the Aki way or something? Is that a real thing or is that just that one nigga?
First of all, you know, the Akis do be making the fried chopped cheeses, number one. And Aki stands for, and it's not just him. The Akis, when you go to the deli, you know, usually they, you know, Indian Muslim, and that's the Aki. So the Akis they be always making the best sandwiches. You don't even want to go to other places. You just go to the deli.
Okay.
You go to the deli, you get a fire sandwich. You can get the chopped cheese. The chopped cheese is a staple. You got it. They trying to make it down here now. You know that? They ain't trying to make it down here.
Florida, leave that alone. That's not art. Listen, we got Jamaican food. We got Haitian food. We got Cuban sandwiches. We got Cuban coffee.
Hold on. I want to just shout out Aunt Oz because if you come down to Florida, you have to go to Aunt Oz.
Thank you.
You got to get you a Jamaican meal. And you got to, listen, I don't know what y'all think. Leave the chopped cheese in New York. When you come down to Florida, you got to come to Aunt Oz.
Thank you.
I'm just trying to get y'all to understand
quick
this.
plug.
Hey, bro, you got to come. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to get y'all to, I mean, bro, when I first came down here, what was I on?
Yeah, no, you fat.
Bro, every day, I'm like, yo, Steph, I got to keep coming back every day. So we got to make sure.
Some of FIU's men's basketball team had their best games after them. After them
I want to just say, if you in Miami, you come down Miami, you come closer. Come closer come closer down, to Broward, you know what I mean?
Right,
And you
right.
come to our eyes.
Right.
I bet you, you're gonna have the best experience, the best food. So,
I
not even a
appreciate
shout
that.
out. I'm just like, that
This
was
is
my
off from the
experience when
heart.
I came down here.
I
And
appreciate
that's what I enjoyed. I don't know what he appreciated. I appreciated it.
No,
because
no,
the food was good. I don't know what he's talking about. We don't know what he's talking about.
Hey, no, this is a fact. That's a fact.
You get what I'm saying?
That's a fact. That's
You know
a
what
fact.
I mean?
And that's what I'm saying. We don't, bro. We don't need chopped cheese, bro. We don't. Our corner stores aren't even the same, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yo, bro.
Like.
One day, bro, when we do this, because I know we talking about things, but we can probably switch it into the topic. One day I do want to talk about the legacy of your grandmother if you don't ever mind one day, bro.
For sure, bro. I would
Because,
love to, bro.
Your family, that story you told me, bro, was dope. I even did when I was in college, I did a project on the family business. So, bro,
I
one day we gotta talk about it. But yeah,
I would love to, bro. Especially like even like now, bro. Like her hometown in Jamaica was greatly affected Westmoreland, which is where my grandma's from. So definitely we'll break it down. That's something that we can come and have it like a heritage appreciation podcast. You know what I mean? And
especially what's going on now.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. I think it's important to talk about the people who preceded us, and giving them their flowers in our personal lives, and
then just seeing somebody. A lot is going on, right? Especially with the topic we talked about earlier, as far as the privilege that somebody felt as in America. I mean, in Jamaica
right,
being American,
right?
And then we see people also that come from Jamaica come down to America and they make their way. They do what they got to do and they make a way too. You get what I'm saying? And some people may come to America, have a privilege, some people don't, and work hard, right? But we want to give a shout out to people or just show certain people who actually make the way and put their hard hat on and actually make successful business and not take that privilege. So
exactly.
just always
and that's
want to shout out.
and understanding too, like every freedom we enjoy today came from someone quite literally dying for it.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
I can't emphasize that enough as a Black person, no matter where you're from in the world.
Yeah.
Especially when you come here. Everything you see, the fact that you can even come over here, so many lives were lost. So many lives were lost.
It's a fact, Brody.
Not even just but taken from them. So much
just to get here.
So much heritage, so much everything. So, that's why I talk about like building that bridge. And I get it, like I said, we can argue about who makes the best oxtail once we know that we really love each other.
No argument.
You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like it's an argument. But we can talk. We can talk. We can talk. We can talk. But we need to have that from a healthy.
They don't know the
grade. I want to have that talk when it's a healthy, loving. You know what I'm saying? We're bonding over this. I don't want that to be a. You know what I'm saying?
He's only saying that because if you bring it up, he's gonna destroy you.
I don't want that to be a divisive thing. You know what I'm saying? Because no matter what, we cook better than everybody else. Like I'm gonna take soul food over everybody else. Like, everybody else probably bland.
It's just a fact.
Yeah, we shipping. You know what I'm saying? We really be cooking. And let me tell you something, y'all don't sleep on Bahamian food too. I can come in here and talk about my dad's side and how a lot of people sleep on Bahamian rice and peas. A lot of y'all maybe never had real good crack kump before.
You gotta put me on.
Listen, bro. I'm telling you, I got you.
Yeah.
I promise you, I got you. But speaking of putting on, bro, did you hear about how Kendrick Perkins said he put on Ja Morant?
I mean, he did, bro. If it wasn't for Kendrick Perkins, bro.
If it wasn't for
Kendrick Perkins putting on that big suit and going in and said, that boy is special. He would have never dunked. He would have never dunked. He would have never dunked on Wemby. Never dunked on Wemby, right? Am I lying?
You're right. He
would have never did a 360 layup in Brooklyn. You get what I'm saying?
He would have never went to Murray.
Bro, he would have never got with Nike. Would have never signed him if it wasn't for Kendrick Perkins.
At all. I mean,
I'm
honestly,
just saying.
Was Perkins' agent?
Maybe.
Had to be. Financial advisor?
Maybe. Matter of fact, Ja Morant's pops need to thank Perkins.
Facts.
At this point.
Big Perk was a big homie this whole time. This whole time.
It's crazy.
If some of y'all are bad at reading sarcasm, that was grade A sarcasm. But, I mean, Ja Morant is such a special talent. A lot of people had, try to draw comparisons to Allen Iverson. However, Ja Morant this past week was suspended for a game. It was conduct detrimental to the team. He didn't look the most enthused in the locker room speaking about it. Unfortunately, he even had a Jimmy Butler moment where they talk about his joy being gone from the game. Let me get what is your perspective right now with John? What's been kind of going on around him?
Honestly, bro, I truly think, right, coming to this season, right, you have a new coach that probably is not on the same game plan as you, right? And, you feel it now. Okay, let me give it the benefit of the doubt. Let me see if this is better. Certain things start happening. You don't have that trust. You know what I'm saying? And you start seeing how people really feel and start seeing how they really act. Honestly, bro, if it was me, I would, if I was Ja Morant, I would want to leave. I would want to leave the organization.
Okay.
That's how I feel about it.
I'm very split because I think you're right. I truly do see both sides, right? Only thing with Ja Morant is I'm gonna give Ja a warning, bro. Don't let the NBA put that stench on you. They tried doing it with Kyrie. They tried doing it with Russ. They've done it to a few people. Allen Iverson. Don't let them put that stench of like locker room cancer, bad teammate, uncoachable. No matter where you go, you're gonna carry you with you wherever you go, right, bro? And although you are an amazing talent, the league will move off of you. You better be lucky it's basketball, not football. Football, they get you smooth up out of here. There'll be next draft class, there'll be another wide receiver running the same 4-3. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Control your narrative by controlling how you react to things, right? That's what I loved about the Kyrie comeback, is what I like to call it, right?
Yeah.
We saw the adversity he went through the pandemic, not just with injuries, but off the court issues too, misunderstandings, and we saw the media, especially Stephen A, go on a nasty tirade trying to tear down his character. Ja, don't let that happen to you. Take responsibility with what you can take responsibility with, and that is your on-court performances. So if like Ja Morant's shooting 15% from three. I haven't checked to see how much threes he's taking a game. Should probably cut that down by a lot, though. You can get that percentage up if you cut the shots down and take better shots. That's the easiest way to improve your field goal percentage. And also understand that if you're the franchise, you're going to be the leader, bro. And heavy is the head who wears the crown. So you gotta understand that you and the coach may not see eye to eye, but that's who your coach is for while you're there. You signed that big contract. God bless you and your family. That's generational money, bro. You got that, bro. So now you got to understand what come with it.
But honestly, I think with Ja Morant, is going through what I think a lot of basketball players go through. Not NBA players, but basketball players go through. It gets a point in, I feel like, any basketball player's career where you struggle with your passion for basketball compared to what people want you to do or the business side of the basketball part.
That's true.
And I feel like, as far as I'm saying him losing the joy, like when he goes out there and makes his money, is because he's doing what he wants. He's having fun playing basketball, and his passion is able to be alive, right?
Right.
And I felt, when you're a basketball player and you go out there, you get to play with your teammates, and it's not something behind you dictating what you're supposed to do. You're having the best time. Unfortunately, you know what I mean. Growing up playing basketball, you get to college, you get probably the first feel of it. You get what I'm saying? High school is kind of a little bit more loose. You get the first feel of it when you go to college. And then when you get to the NBA, I don't know why because we spoke about this in early episodes in different perspectives, but I don't know why people think that you're supposed to love the game of basketball and you're in the NBA. No, you're supposed to play the game of basketball, understand the business of basketball, and continue to go down that route.
Right.
But I don't understand how somebody can be in the NBA and be in love with basketball. I can see being in love with your job, being an NBA player and making money and doing all the things. But there's no way somebody can tell me I'm in the NBA and the NBA makes me love basketball. I don't think the NBA would make anybody. I think the NBA makes people love the life it gives them. But there's
That's
no
true.
way you can tell me that the NBA, you love basketball after going to the NBA.
You know, it really does tie into the music thing because, like, you know, you might have an artist like, I don't know, like I think Alchemist and Freddie Gibbs put out one of the best albums this year. I love even what Bodie James put out with Late to My Own Funeral, or even the Clips, even though I think the Clips were much more commercially successful than the other two. Naturally, they have Pharrell and Roc Nation and stuff like that. But you have like independent artists who are making high level art. They may not have the Billboard charting thing, but like the people who love hip hop are recognizing those. They're like, we're fed. Like, I think this year in the hip hop, no matter where on the spectrum in this broad genre you fall, whether it's from Yeet and Playboi Carti all the way up to the Clips and Freddie Gibbs and Chance the Rapper and Dave East and Bodie James and
I meant to tell you that Chance the Rap album is fire. You told me about it.
Hey, I'm
you
glad
put me. Steph said, "Hey, listen to that." I said, "I'm not listening to no Chance the Rapper."
I was like, damn, what Chance do?
Chance to me. And Chance, you didn't do nothing to me. It just, I haven't heard you in a long time. So then you pop up. I'm like, oh, I got on it. But I actually listened to the album. It was actually fire. So, I mean, you put me on. Yo, bro, let me get some dab. Yeah,
of course,
that's fire. That's fire. That's fire.
Bro, of course. But yeah, to your point about the basketball thing, like I look at Kobe. The first thing you came to mind is like, how do I love basketball? I'm like, damn. I think Kobe, God bless his soul, loved basketball a lot. But I know there's points in Kobe's career where it was extremely challenging.
Yeah.
And I think when you're a hooper, it's like a marriage. Like you're married to this basketball, right?
Mm-hmm.
And marriage goes through phases, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whether it be from, just playing a little rec leagues as a kid, you're getting introduced to the game, then you go in AAU, then you go in high school, then if you're good enough, you go to college. Then if you're really, 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 really good, not just NBA, but overseas, like there's dogs overseas and they don't get highlighted enough. But you get to even the NBA, so now the marriage is at this new stage where there's so much other factors, to your point, around the basketball. It's not just about basketball no more. It's not just about you waking up in the morning and wanting to go hoop out of the love for it, but there's media coverage. There's obviously the money. There's the things that come with fame. Like in America, basketball players are probably the most famous athletes. They don't wear helmets. They're on TV at least 3 to 4 times a night. They're tall as shit, just walking around. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like literally looking down on regular people.
Yeah.
Like LeBron can't go to Walmart.
Yeah.
The hell? It's like when Shaq tried to prank people he was a cop. Shaq can't be no cop, bro. Shaq, you can't fit into most of these cars. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What Giannis gonna do in a regular society? He can't go nowhere normal.
Yeah.
Especially Wemby. What Wemby gonna do?
Yeah.
Wemby is the Eiffel Tower. Go tear that down. It's Wemby now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you have to learn how to love and adapt. You got to know how to separate your love from the business. You got to learn how to separate.
It's tough though, Steph.
It's really tough. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to ever make it sound like
you seen Ja Morant's face when in the interview. It was just like
he looked dejected.
He seemed, he seemed like he's in love with the game of basketball, and somebody's questioning his love, and he's like, "What do you want? What else do you want me to do? I'm here every day. I'm doing this. Like,
Right.
I love, and I'm talking about the game of basketball, nothing else.
Right.
And I feel like I swear the conflict is coming in from the business part and his love for the game, and that's gonna kill it. It kills all ball players. When you love the game, that other part kills it.
It's the truth. It's the truth. And sometimes we get caught up playing the game within the game. We don't even know what's being taking place in the locker room as far as like coaches' meetings and the style of play they might want you to do. You might be wanting to have like a more up tempo because Ja Morant's game is very free.
Yeah,
like it's very free. It's very flowy. Like him and LaMelo remind me of like the most talented LA fitness hoopers ever. You know what I'm saying? They're not like. They're really not like
Yo, you
like system.
violated
They're not. What I'm saying is they're not like system players. You know what I'm saying? It's like give them the ball and just let them hoop. You know what I mean?
No, I get what you're saying, but
You
it
know
just
what I mean?
sounds crazy. But
Yeah, no, I know. Yeah. I didn't mean that as like, oh my God, they're like LA. Like I mean like
Nah,
street
freedom.
ball,
The
the freedom.
Yes,
like when you just
having
lace
fun.
up, you just go to LA, you just go to hoop, you just go to, you just pull whatever you want that comes to your imagination. You know what I'm saying?
I just hope nobody clips that part because you don't understand that was a great meaning that you said, but.
Yeah, hey, so listen, yeah, if you're gonna clip
Actually,
it,
I hope they do.
yeah, let's go viral. Hey, listen, we got to go back and I got to clip up that Charles Barkley conversation we had with Draymond.
Yes, bro, you have to. I was surprised you didn't,
I wasn't good at editing back then. I did not know how to edit back then. But I'm gonna go back.
Message to Draymond, right? That's what you need, bro. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Man.
Start some old beef between Draymond and Charles Barkley, huh?
Yo,
it was dead. I started to back up. Hey. That's a fact. That's a fact. Ain't no
I'm gonna tell you, you big boss.
Let me tell you what these two idiots on this couch that never played in the NBA said. You know what they said about me, Shaq? You don't know race truck. You can get all that on the new Inside the NBA on the ESPN.
Nah, yeah. Charles Barkley built like a milk carton. So.
Facts. I heard he might some down that Ozempic.
Nah, the school milk carton, the ones they used to give you at school.
The fat the chocolate. Hey,
milk carton.
Tell the truth, you went back. You got 2 chocolate milks when you was a kid, didn't you?
Nah.
I got 2 chocolate milks.
Right now. I got tell them you go back in the line and you gonna tell them.
I was like, I used to look and be like, hey, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Do me a favor, let me get that. You get the apple juice and give me the milk.
Yo, bro, hold on. I know. I gotta just tell a story, bro.
Uh-huh.
So listen, bro. Last week, bro. I'm going. I'm like, you know what? Let me just go get my hair cut. You know, I'm gonna get my braids afterwards or whatever the case is. You know, every man's, go run some errands.
Yeah, run some errands.
Let me go just do this.
Get a fresh cut. Feel good about myself.
I go get. Meanwhile, I went to this barber before. You know what I mean? So you know when you go to your barber, it's not like, hey, I want like a 1.5. I want like this. That. It's kind of like, you know what I want.
Facts.
You know what I mean? So I had my hair mid-braid, got it in the braids because I'm like, oh, I'm going to get it redone, but I want to get the line up first.
Right.
I go there, bro. I just start, I'm like this, I'm like not even looking at the mirror. I'm like, on my phone and stuff. He started doing my hair, bro. I just start feeling my hairline going back. Like, I'm like, it's like getting cut, bro. Like, so, like, I'm just feeling air where I don't feel air up there, right, bro? Like, so I'm like, yo, why is it? I'm like, yo, it's a little. So the whole time I'm like,
oh my God.
In my mind, bro, like, how certain people just start breaking. I'm like, he didn't do it. It's you know what? It's just cold in here, so the air's coming down, and it's not.
I'm under the AC.
So then
it couldn't be.
Meanwhile, I should have stopped it the whole time. He kept going around because, I'm like, this the barber. You want to give him that trust.
Right.
So he turns the thing around, bro. All I could see was my thoughts. Bro, all I could see was just my lines, me, because, I'm getting tight, right? So I can just see the lines coming down here. You know what I'm saying? I can see what the fuck and veins on my forehead. God. Bro, I'm just like, yo, what is happening? What I mean? So, so, you know what I mean? I was just keeping it calm, and collective, bro.
I'm proud of you, bro. I know you for a long time. Listen, there was a time where Antoine was really like a Bronx, like before K-Flock. The original Bronx Demon. That temper, that was like, this is a New York nigga for real. If he had pushed your hairline back then in 2011, this is a whole different. I'm gonna see. Is that Anton on the news? I said, damn. I said, what do you do? What? Oh my God! But bro, I know the feeling because like, ooh. Hey, listen, dog. Any one of us to still have a good hairline after 30, we trying to take care of it.
Like, come on, bro. It's gold.
Hey, listen, my forehead got a little bigger over the years, but I think I'm still all right. Hey, bro, you got to be like, if my hairline starts to look crazy, you got to tell me it's time to let it go, bro.
I'll let you know, bro.
Hey, let me know.
My hairline.
Hey, listen, if y'all, look, if my hairline starts looking at y'all, let me know. I don't want to be like Jaylen Brown out here putting black stains on niggas' jerseys.
Yo, bro.
Like, bro.
He's a criminal.
Bro. That's assault.
That's assault. How every time you do a crime, you leave evidence.
Every time.
Jaylen.
Every time he try to hit that little every snatch back, every time he lean his shoulder and his head into somebody, it's, bro, you see when the homie actually grabbed his shirt and said, bro, what is That beige hair.
Yo, you know what's more messed up, bro? That he's like, you know what? He took accountability. You know what? My shit fucked up.
Facts.
Yo, Bron, Bron didn't even answer him.
Nope.
Yo, Bron, you shouldn't answer him, bro. You gotta protect
Tatum
the
ain't
NBA
answering him with that hairline either. But yo, you know what's crazy
Tatum
about
good,
it,
though. Tatum good.
Yo, Tatum good, bro. Tatum said, I got that good hair.
Yeah, I'm straight.
Hey, listen, but you know what's crazy about Jalen's situation though? Pause. It's like the hairline's not messed up. It's the crown is gone.
Yeah.
Like it's like a roof missing. It's like it's not even like it's receding.
You said his roof's missing.
Like
He's cooking. Yo.
Hey, listen, so I get the point because you know what's frustrating as someone when he's sitting in the barber chair, the barber go through, it's like, it's like, all right, cool, the little line, and then you go back, And by the third time, you're like, damn, bro, this is about your third time going over the same hairline.
Yeah.
And then it's even worse when they go out and they get the little razor. Now they just, it's like, bro, what the fuck?
Bro.
Scorching earth.
Bro, I told that nigga, I said, no razor. No razor.
No razor.
Don't
No
etch
razor.
it in that
No razor. Don't etch it. No.
Thank
no.
God I have braids, right?
Yeah,
because
bro.
I don't know where he would have took it. You know? I don't know where he would have took it.
Up here.
So word of advice, if you got hair out there, never go to the barber without like you got braids, just go to them.
You got to find you a barber you can trust for real. Shout out to the homie Steve, man. Steve, look out, bro. I tell you, that's what I love about my barber Steve, bro, is that not only do he look out, he understands his clients, bro. You tell Steve something once or twice, he ain't got to say much ever again. Every now and then he might ask you like, yo, you want to do something different? You know what I'm saying? But like the trust, bro, the trust. Trust a girl. Like some of y'all trust your barber more than you trust your girl. That's the problem with niggas like Paul Pierce. Paul Pierce still got his hairline. He trusts his barber more than he trusts his girl. That's an issue. But bro, I'm sorry about that, bro. But don't worry, bro. You good,
That's
bro.
probably
you know?
why, bro. I got a trust issue with barbers. I would be like, yo, after one do something, I'm
Nah,
contemplating
bro.
going back.
Bro, I ain't tell you. What, listen, man. And that's still my dog. I don't hold no grudges, dog. But
Yes, you do.
I mean, I'm gonna talk. I gotta talk about the story. Let me tell y'all a story, right? Since we're on barber stories, oh man, during the pandemic, you know, it was rough for a lot of us during the pandemic, right? Mm-hmm. A lot of us had to go a long time without getting a haircut. But coming out of the pandemic, things was getting a little bit normal, bro. I'll never forget. I had what was that? The bad one, Delta, I think the variant was in COVID or something like that.
Yeah.
I was down for like a month, right? Only thing keeping me alive was ginger tea.
Oh, you know that Jamaican. Yeah. It's my grandmother did too.
Ginger tea and like, what else did I take? Just water. But other than that, I was in bed.
Did you do
like
garlic tea or anything like that?
Nah, I was no, I lied. Yo.
You know that
You want to know how Jamaican I am?
Yeah.
A lady named Miss Doreen. Made so I don't even know what because when I say
It's probably
I was
garlic
out of
in
it.
it.
It was garlic, turmeric, all types, bro.
Yeah.
Bro, I couldn't taste nothing else but that. That shit woke me up. I didn't know what was in it. I couldn't even finish it. This is strong as hell.
Mm-hmm.
No brown sugar, no condensed milk, straight herbs.
Yep.
That's it. I was like, I felt a little bit better, but that, bro, long story short, I came out of that, man. The only thing is, like, I was dealing with a little short at the time, texting, she checking me. She sent me, like, a care package through, like, Amazon, mad vitamins and all types of stuff. So I finally get done. I'm cleared, you know, don't got COVID no more. I'm thinking I'm going to hit the barber, get a fresh cut, dog. Oh, my goodness. And it was the day before a date night with Shorty. We're all here is,
Oh.
my barber go, yo, Steph. And this is not Steve. This is not Steve. Make sure I make this good. This is not Steve. But this is still, I ain't gonna say his name because it's a crazy story. It's still the homie. But, say, I'm chilling, bro. Because I'm just thinking he just cut my hair. You know, he just cut my hair. It's like, And he go, yo, Steph. I'm like, what up, bro? He's like, we probably gonna have to go a little lower because I asked for like a 1.5. I was like, all right, we can do a 1. He was like, nah. I'm like, it's still a process. I'm like, what happened, bro? He just take the mirror, put that thing right here, and I see the back of my head, big ass bald spot.
Oh, you had to get the baldy?
You had to get that. You never showed me the body.
Nah, this nigga never told me that.
Hey,
You never told me that.
Bro,
that's mad funny.
Oh, bro, I don't know. I was calm, though. I was calm. Because that's my man's. That's my dog.
Steph was out here with the Michael Jordan.
Bro, what? Dwayne Wade during the Olympics, if you know, you know. All right? Dwayne Wade during the Olympics, baldy.
Oh, you're too
It
funny.
wasn't even the full, like, because you know, like how you had the baldy, but you still had the hairline because you ain't really bald. Like, I wish it was a Jordan. At least Jordan had the shiny, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, they put a hot towel, pause, on his head. You feel me? Bro, dead middle. He had the wrong guard on, didn't realize. Right?
Rookie mistake.
Oh my God, bro.
Yeah.
Longest 4 weeks of my life. I went to that day. Shorty was like, "Nah, you gotta let me see it." I was trying to wear the do-rag. I was like, "Nah." She said, "Nah, just let me roast you and get it over with."
Facts.
I was just like, "Nah," but I was like, so I begrudgingly, boy, inside that bar was cold as hell, bro. I was like, I don't even.
You had to have a
praise.
do-rag on.
Nah, bro, I had to take the do-rag off. She wouldn't let me do it. She's like, nah. I was like, I ain't getting out this car. I was like, did that lotion?
All right. So let me ask you, and I'll tell you mine. In both our situations, did you pay for it?
Nah, my situation, I didn't pay for it.
Okay.
He was cool about that. Bro, there was no way, like, because I was calm, bro. Like, during the whole thing, I was really calm. I was like, literally, bro, because you got to understand, this is like maybe 3 or 4 days. Like, the first time I'm out of my house, bro. Because I've been locked down for a month with COVID.
Nigga just slap you with the baldy, too, as soon as you get
And
out the
I'm in
house.
there, I was like, bro, you know, face scruffy, all that. Oh, man. Oh, I didn't even tell you. You know what? There was one when the pandemic first happened. It was a shutdown. I hit a barber who was like way in Fort Lauderdale. And he was like, yeah, just come to the back of my crib. And I was like, man, bro, you can't be fucking with no Jamaican barbers in Fort Lauderdale, bro. It's too much, bro. I was in the back of the house, like the whole local greens I grew up. And I'm just sitting in the sun, sweating, getting the haircut. Talking about that, the hairline looked like a slope. I was like, bro, I said, all right, man. I mean, literally ain't no one gonna see this. I did this for myself.
Yeah.
You know, because I was just in the house with no haircut. This is like week 2 of the lockdown. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, you know what? You know, all right, no one's gonna see me anyway. I'm literally going home. I didn't even trip. I paid the 20 and dipped. You know what I'm saying? But outside of that, bro, yeah. So wait, did you end up paying for your cut?
Yeah, I'll pay for it.
He owe you one, bro. I ain't gonna hold you, bro. Listen,
bro.
Unless you just gonna switch barbers, like, hey, I got you, bro. Steve, one call away, bro.
Listen, I might switch barbers, but I'll just let you know. I'm one of those people, hope the world knows, that mistake is never gonna happen again.
It can't happen again. It can't happen again. You
that's
gotta
all I'm
go
saying.
in there. You gotta go in there with the mindset of I'm going to instruct you on everything.
Well,
you
every
need to do.
time. Hey, why you moving your hand that way? No, hey. It's a little air right here.
Yeah, it's a little.
Motherfucker, it's not supposed to be air right here.
After the first,
What you doing?
You get 2 times. You get 2 times to go over the lineup.
2 times.
You go, you check it up, do your little barber thing, line that thing up, and then go.
And them barbers think they slick too. When they fuck up, they like to add a little spray. They be like, oh, you want spray? No, don't. I want to see the work. Don't try me with no spray. I know the little trick. You fuck up a little bit, you can spray over it.
Bro,
nah,
the
don't spray.
The first time someone did that to me, I was like 26. I was like, is this happening? Is this like, I had to go look in the mirror. I said, wait a minute.
You thought they were telling you something right without telling you?
Yeah. I was like, hold up. No. Listen, we're not gonna. We can turn this to a barbershop podcast, but real quick on the last sports topic, bro. Let me ask you something. Did you get a chance to watch the World Series? Are you into baseball at all?
I haven't watched the World Series since the Yankees won.
Okay, so 09, I think that was. Yeah. I'm a very casual, not even a casual fan. I can't really call myself a baseball fan. My dad played baseball. Like, I have an appreciation for baseball, but I grew up going to baseball games. Last time I went to a Marlins game was probably in 2018. I haven't really been to a baseball game since. But I watched this World Series because I kept hearing about it. It was like around game 1 and 2. I kept hearing like, yo, this is a great World Series. I'm like, I think it was game 3. And like, I started watching around game 3. And I was like, oh, this is fun. This is the first time watching baseball on TV where I was like locked in.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about, at one point, bro, I think that was game 4. It went 18 innings, and I fell asleep like at 11:30. I woke up like at 1:30 to go use the bathroom with the TV on. And I'm like, these niggas are still playing? I thought it was a real one. This is a live game.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. And there were so many great plays, bro. I mean, the pitching, phenomenal. The hits, phenomenal. I'm talking about big plays, catches, double outs. I mean, I was completely enthralled. It made me actually have a new love for baseball. I can't wait for baseball to come back next season. Congratulations to the Dodgers, back-to-back champions. The Nike commercial that they did for it was absolutely epic, making it look like a movie, playing Kendrick Squad Beloved. And then they had the MLB. I mean, Drake was at the games, both the games, and they had when corporations have memes of Kendrick in a GNX like blowing dirt on Jake in the Toronto's Blue Jays jacket. They dragging the beef. You know what I'm saying? But I love it. I love it once again. Drake lost. For anybody out there still saying Drake won,
so it was really.
Stop.
Oh wow! I was so it was LA versus the Blue Jays.
The LA versus the Blue Jays.
Oh my
LA.
gosh!
And man, Toronto just can't catch a W, dog. Like I don't know why y'all let him in the building. The Drake curse is real.
Yeah.
You can't listen. He's a walking L walking into the building. Y'all were up, I believe 4-2 in Game 7. Ended up losing 5-4.
Yeah.
I mean, so many amazing plays. I'm not like a baseball aficionado or anything like that, but I just want to say, like, I can't wait for baseball season. I don't know if the Marlins are going to be good or not. I'm planning on going into some games. I plan on trying to keep up and watching it on TV and just learning more about a new sport, because now maybe the dry season, or quote unquote dry season, where there's no NFL, no NBA. Oh, dang, I said NFL, and I instantly thought about the Dolphins. Oh, my God. Last quick sports take before we get out of here, man. Dolphins fired their GM. We've only won like 2 games this year. We're probably going to get a new coach next year, which we should. All right, Mike McDaniels has to go. Nothing about him. Do you pay a lot of attention to football or not, bro?
I would say,
Well, let me help y'all out, right? If y'all are out there, right? There's an aesthetic to football, right?
Mm-hmm.
Some of the best football coaches got this aesthetic. Dan Campbell, you look at him in Detroit, built like a brick house. You know what I'm saying? This look like football. He look like, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
When he's tall like this. You go out there, we're going to run the baby run. We're going to show them, we're going to call back up. We're going to bite their kneecaps. Like, he's one of them. You know what I'm saying? But everything about his personality screams football. God made that man to be a football player, football coach. Another football aesthetic, the old fat guy. X's and O's. That's the Bill Belichick's, the Andy Reid's. There's not too many of them no more, because the NFL has a lot of young coaches, right?
Yeah.
But there's those guys. That's what the Kansas City Chiefs, Andy Reid, old fat guy, don't say too much, but he sit there and he's like, you know what? I can drop the most schematic play of all time. There's no way the defense is going to get this. Double reverse, slant route, out route. He got all that, right? And then there's a new coach.
Yeah.
I'll call him like, you know how like Barack Obama was like the young president?
Yeah.
The young coach is like that. There's the McVays. I'm forgetting the coach for the Vikings. Who else is a really young coach that's killing it in the NFL right now? I don't know if 49ers fan. He's not young, but he's not old either. But that guy, really, really in shape dudes. All their jawlines, paws look like it came from like Superman. You know what I'm saying? It all look like they could play Clark Kent if they dyed their hair brown. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like they got that aesthetic. And then there's the Dolphins and Mike McDaniels. Skinny jeans wearing, off-white wearing. This is like a Travis Scott fan. Like a Travis Scott suburban nerd boy with glasses who talks like this, and he gets in front of the podium and it's like you know what they say about tomorrow, it's another day closer to death. Like the most awkward dude, no command over the most machismo sport. And you gotta go, man. We need a leader. Someone who like walks into the locker room with some presence, bro. Like they call him Nerd Boy on national TV. don't know what he's. All right, you know what? Thank you guys for tuning in, because I was about to go on a rant. Thank you guys for tuning in, bro. Is there anything else we have on our heart? Anything else we have to address?
Nah, I just want to like we started, just giving a shout out to Jamaica and everything, all the people that went out there. I just want to end it on that. Just giving a shout out to everybody out there. Hope everybody's safe. Sending love to all the families out there.
Much
and
love.
You guys, as a a country, you guys are gonna make it through. So just want to lay that out there. That's all.
Same. Be patient in the road to recovery. The worst is over. The healing begins, but the healing isn't going to happen overnight. We're still doing more work. We're planning another drive because we didn't do clothes for this one. We were doing more essential items, so we're going to plan another one to bring clothes to the people and shoes and things like that. So everybody, like I said, I love that everyone's pouring in, and let's make sure we highlight the positive things. Don't let the negativity be louder than the positivity, because it's too much love outpouring. And we're praying for everybody, and it's not gonna happen overnight. It may not even happen in a year, but time heals all wounds. And once again, we want to thank you guys for tuning in, for keeping us engaged, for being viewers. And man, I can't tell you, like I feel love and support, like when I look at our YouTube, and I still can't believe it, man. Like the fact that we have even a small fan base, like it means a lot that one person, two people, whoever amount of people view in, because we came in here not knowing what this could be, what it's going to be, and we try to come in here each week and give y'all value, whether it be through laughs, whether it be through information, whether it be through a different perspective. And they missed you last week, bro. The boy Vaughn, had to keep the seat warm. And welcome back, bro. I'm glad,
And Vaughn, shout out to you, man.
Shout out to Vaughn for stepping up
and
and helping out. Podcasting isn't easy, man, and we appreciate all you guys watching and keeping us motivated. So please, leave comments, share the video, subscribe. We don't take it for granted. Everybody,
we appreciate it. Listen, if y'all like, comment, subscribe, I'm gonna put y'all onto my big back theory. So just let y'all know.
all right. So now y'all know what we opening up with.
I'm gonna let y'all know
week.
this each episode. If you're not getting it, listen, I got a big back theory. I'm pretty sure y'all want to hear it. So
all right, tune in. Hey, on the next episode of what? Not Dragon Ball Z.
Everything.
EIE. All right, y'all. Peace.
One.